How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rowlet, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, guys, we got some rumors, we got some riddles, we got like a lot of stuff to take a look at. So sit back, relax, let's get started, and here we go. So first things first is this post from 4chan. This is a rumor, so do remember with rumors, you don't always need to take them too seriously because they can oftentimes be fake. But sometimes, remember, they can be real. They can very much be real. We have had loads of these real in the past. So here we go. Region is named Arkaya, which is an interesting name. It says no gyms. Stories focused on rival battle academies. Orange is Scarlet and purple is Violet. Exploring the region to complete tasks for school and then to battle against stronger students to rank up. You can go around region in whatever direction you like, but always face students in the same order. First is Santi, then Penny. No evil group instead of students from other academy will interrupt your task and get in the way. Okay, that's fair enough. So instead of an evil group, it will be students and other trainers. Either way, UV crystals are like Z crystals from Alola, but have many more effects and not just on moves. One changes type relationships and makes a trick room in battle. Okay. Legend Pokemon are golden and red Pegasuses for Scarlet, which is called Cialysis, and purple and black Bull for Violet, which is called Infioro. Legendaries have babies called Cororta and Beketra, which the player meets early in the adventure and can ride across Arceus. Regional forms are still present, and evolutions to Swanna evolves the Swanimco and Kricketune to Krickoday. Antil is an ant Pokemon that lives underground and evolves to Drobuz or Mayorche based on gender. Now, I'm going to be honest and tell you something really interesting here. So, first of all, this was shared to me, this whole post was shared to me by Camtendo. So shout out to him. You can check out his channel, make some great videos on like leaks and analysis and stuff. But he posted this one and just had some thoughts on it and whatnot. But when I saw this, I'm going to be honest, the first issue I have with this one is the legendaries and how he describes them. Because here's the thing. He makes them sound way too connected to Spanish culture. Now, let me make something very clear. The legendaries in Pokemon games that are the box legendaries seem to oftentimes have nothing to do with the mythology, lore, whatever you want to call it, of the region they're based on for some reason. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Like, even look at Ho-Oh, for example. It's based on a phoenix, right? And in particular, I could be wrong. I think it's based on like a Chinese phoenix, which has nothing to do with Johto, which is based on the area around where I think, as far as I know, is where Kyoto is in Japan, like that area, of Japan, which is kind of a bit older, more like temples and stuff. As far as I know, there is no good correlation between those two. You know what I mean? Ho doesn't fit that theme. Lugia, I don't know about, but I know for a fact, for example, in X and Y, the legendaries don't fit the region. They're Norse. Literally, we have Zygarde, Yveltal, and Xerneas, which are all essentially based on the world tree from Norse mythology, which has nothing to do with French mythology or French stuff down there. They could have done, some stuff based on their mythology from past history, but they used. Well, I mean, you can argue that Vikings did kind of invade the UK and then kind of raided the shores of France and stuff like that. You can make that argument, but it still doesn't really fit. They should have had their own stuff that could have been used, or own culture and stuff that could have been used for legendaries, but they didn't. So that's my point. I just don't see it likely to be that we get a bull legendary. It seems like one of those things that is too easy. Even Game Freak would be it would be too easy to do that. It would be too easy to make a legendary based on a bull because it's too on the nose. It's too specific. And also, as far as I know, Riddler Koo, who is a legitimate leaker, by the way, who's leaked real information, he's already told us that we're going to be getting a regional form of a bull, so it'd be weird to get a legendary bull as well. It just seems a little too much at that point, if I'm not mistaken. But it is what it is. The next one is pretty interesting because, I'm not going to lie, the idea of these regional forms being for Swanna and also Kricketune is kind of an interesting choice of Pokemon. But also a new ant Pokemon would be fun. I don't like the idea of UV crystals. Sounds kind of lame, I'm not going to lie. And the idea of no evil group, I'm not the biggest fan of that. I like the evil groups. I think they're fun, okay? I've always enjoyed them. I know some people don't like them because they're like, oh, but we don't really need them and, they're whatever. But I don't know. I always liked them. Always enjoyed them. If they're fun to, to have in the game if they're like doing crazy shit that actually makes the story more fun. But nonetheless, that was the first thing. Next up is a post from Eclipse. Now, Eclipse is sort of a weird like Riddler type as well, but his information isn't always correct compared to Riddler Coup. Riddler Coup's info is pretty much I think 99% ironclad. So you pretty much are gonna get what he tells you you're gonna get. But with Eclipse, it's a little bit of a 50-50 gamble if it's real or not. But he seems to be implying something here, which is we see here a post of what looks to be a forest with a nice little Pokemon Center, and this is from, of course, Sword and Shield. This is Baliontella, whatever it's called, like the little city in the forest, or a little town in the forest, which is where the Fairy-type gym is, I think. And then we have, as far as I remember, what is this one called again? Oh my god, I don't remember the name of the city. Dude, holy shit. Hammerlock? I think Hammerlock, right? This is Hammerlock. So, we got Hammerlock right here. Now, what is the point here? Well, he's trying to show us the difference that most likely is going to be in these games, which is the difference between nature and nurture, like almost, or like the like, you know, like the difference between like future and past, right? Like innovation and tradition is, I think, the best kind of comparison I can say. Like with, tradition being like the past, right? Like clinging on to the past history of, of your culture, or if you want to say it, or your world, or whatever it might be, right? The same way people today, like, some people will cling to the past with nostalgia, while others will look towards the future, for more like, more stuff like that. So basically, he's trying to imply that here, which would mean that maybe that is what's happening with the legendaries, because I've already made this point clear before, but I think, and I personally think, that we're going to get a legendary that's basically the same one, the same exact legendary, right? In one game, but then it's going to be the same one in the other game, but it's going to be different because of the time that has passed. And it's going to be different for each game, but maybe even to the extent that the games may actually shift very drastically. For example, Cam Tendo came with a bit of an interesting theory. He was trying to say that what if it's possible that maybe the games will differentiate so much, similar to how Black and White kind of had the differences in like when you had like in Black and White you had like Opelucid City, right? With like, which could be like two different things. Like I think specifically like this case, how you can have like two different options for it. Maybe we'll have something that similar, because honestly, they haven't done this kind of thing in a while. They haven't done really like a big difference between the games. And I think it would be cool if they actually did do it now, because we've already seen that they're trying to imply that with the first trailer. We saw the characters have different outfits. We saw like all that kind of stuff. Like there are already these hints towards there being a difference between the two games. If the outfits are already different, which by the way, if you think about it, in Sword and Shield, they weren't. As far as I remember, Sword and Shield didn't have different outfits for the characters depending on the game. You had the same outfit in both. Same thing, I think, goes for X and Y. And I think even Sun and Moon. As far as I know, I think your outfits were the same. The last time that we had like a difference in outfits between the characters was maybe like what? I could be wrong. Ruby Sapphire was the last time. And what did Ruby Sapphire also had? It had two evil teams, okay? Two evil teams in it, which is another thing that I have been speculating might be happening in this game. I do have this feeling that we might have like two evil teams in this game, or maybe the two evil teams have something to do with your different schools, right? Like that seem to be, because we look like students in this game. We have student outfits, right? So is it possible maybe that there is going to be some form of, I could be totally off the bat here, some form of like connection to that? I don't really know, but I want to know, okay? I want to understand it, because I think, based on what we've learned from Riddler Coup so far, is that there is going to be some sort of future-past connection, like, between the two games. The Legendary, I think, is going to start off like a little thing that's going to be able to evolve into left or right option, right? A future version of itself or a past version of itself, which will differentiate, and that will be where the conflict is in the game, right? There will be a group that wants to aim for more traditional ways of doing things, whereas another group which is aiming for more of a, kind of a new way to handle things, right? Same way that kind of Spain is, right? Like even the logos, if you look at the logos of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, there is a very interesting point that should be made. One logo literally has the colors of the current Spanish new flag, whereas the other one has the old flag, like the old, I don't even know if that was a wartime flag or whatever, but it's the one with the purple on it, which fits more with Violet. So the point I'm trying to get to here is that there is already this concept, it already exists even there in the actual real world location, so this would fit really well into a game format almost, if that makes any sense. So what do you guys think about it though? Let me know in the comment section down below. I want to just know your thoughts and opinions. Let's move on to the next thing. which is kind of an interesting one. So, if you guys don't know, there was this kind of riddle post by Riddler Coup where he included an image of a desktop with a bunch of images and then stuff that's been like these teasers that have been kind of like hidden out. Now, we didn't know what all these other ones, like new Pokemon data, we kind of knew that, Gen 9 Pokedex, new Pokemon teaser 1, and new regional form teaser 3. We kind of knew what those were, but we never really figured out what GL teaser 1 meant. But apparently, Lumio's post thought of a kind of interesting thought, which is it possible that GL1 actually means Gym Leader Teaser 1, which would imply that we would be getting gyms back, if it is true, which would be kind of cool, I'm not going to lie. So the idea of there actually being gyms back, that actually is a pretty interesting one. Then you have also Tools down here and a bunch of other posts which don't really have a lot of information. Those are old ones that have been in previous riddles of his, but there's not really much that can be found there at the moment. So what do you guys think about that? Gym leaders being back, if the riddle is, if we're reading it correctly, would be pretty sick. Then we also have something interesting here, which is something coming from Blaze and Silver, and Soul Silver had some thoughts here. Well thought out. I love this bunny. I'm not sure though. I see the web-looking thing as a fishnet with generic little fish around it, which could be the case. It could have something to do with the chariot, as it kind of looks like a wheel. But if flies in a spider's web comes to mind even before that too, which is true. So he's trying to find these little like hints within the actual artwork there, which is from the trailer, by the way, for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, but I don't really see much there. And then, you know, he's saying an interesting silhouette, isn't it? And he also had like I think this as well. Somebody sent this his way. So Manuel sent this there. Oh my god, my voice is just disappearing. Saying it looks a bit like a bear, which is interesting. And then thanks to Keyboard VGC who's sending this. Feels like a far stretch, but also looks possible though. Trying to kind of make like a face out, but would it be a rabbit? I don't really think so. But you never know, because we do have these two, like, we do have these kind of like, what do you call it? I don't even know what to call it. Like, we have these shields, right? Like, in the actual trailer, and one with grapes and one with oranges. So I'm really curious how this all is going to turn out, if it has any value to us. And he even had the thought right here about this whole like post, because you know, everybody's been thinking, what is it all related to? And this person said, let me share what I found as others. Triangles and circles could be a theme. I noticed that the grapes are triangular shaped with circles inside, while oranges and circles with triangles inside. So many items in the teaser are circular/triangular. That's the only contrast I noticed, since all the furniture are consistent to each other. But what does it mean? You also these logos are made of triangles. By the way, I like triangles, don't you? And then maybe the web thing is upside down on the trailer, so if we flip it, then it looks like a chariot. The web itself should be a time portal, which actually, yeah, now you think about it, kind of does look like that a bit. It does kind of look like that a bit in a weird way. It also looks like an eye to me even before that. Like if you look here, like it even looks like a bit of like an eye. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about this theory, thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. And let's move on to the final thing for the video, which is this right here. So this is a really cool fan art made by Better for Arts, who put together some really awesome like idea. Like basically, people haven't been making really artworks based on the recent rumors, but we actually have somebody finally doing it, and he put together like what he thought would be a cool idea of like a traditional versus innovation type Pokemon, like one that like looks more like old in its design, and one that looks more futuristic and new. And I think these look sick, by the way. I think these are freaking awesome. Let me know guys' thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below on these. And before we end off the video, guys, I am going to be streaming on Twitch. Yes, we have a Twitch channel, Ruffle Rowlet, twitch.tv/Ruffle Rowlet. Go follow. We're trying to get to 2K followers, lads. Go join us. We already streamed once yesterday. We're going to be streaming again today. And yeah, so go follow. Also have a Twitter. Go follow me on Twitter. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out. Bye-bye.